8:45, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Niranjan Abesundara. The payment of the 5,000 rupee allowance begins from Wednesday. The number of corona patients and recoveries has increased. Next stage of the vaccination program will commence tomorrow. A national tourism policy has been prepared. A skin disease infection due to sandflies has been reported from several areas. In world news, hundreds of passengers evacuated from a burning passenger ship in eastern Indonesia. The government has decided to provide an allowance of 5,000 rupees to those who lost their income due to the current COVID-19 epidemic and the travel restrictions from next Wednesday. Director General of Samruddhi Bandul Tilakar said that allowance will be given to 4 groups. Samruddhi beneficiary families, low-income earning families, families whose daily income has lost due to pandemic, and the beneficiaries of government allowances. The fishermen who were affected by the fire of the Express Pearl vessel will also be given 5,000 rupee allowance. He said the government has allocated 30 billion rupees for this purpose. Army Commander General Shavindra Silva said 2,039 persons had tested positive for coronavirus today. All new cases are associated with the New Year COVID-19 cluster. They bring the total number of COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country thus far to 179,750. As per the official data, 29,996 virus-infected persons are currently being treated at designated hospitals and treatment centres across the island. Meanwhile, the number of total recoveries has reached 148,391 and the death toll stands at 1,363. Ministry of Health say the COVID vaccination program will be continued in Ratnapura, Kandy and Jaffna districts. The program was conducted in the Western Province and in several other districts today as well. The vaccination program will also be conducted in the Ratnapura and Kandy districts tomorrow. The vaccination program has already been conducted in Kurunegala, Galle and Mathura districts. The government says Sputnik V vaccine will be given to the people of Kandy. The government said it is expected to vaccinate 60% of the country's population. A new national tourism policy will be prepared. A survey has commenced to obtain views from the tourism industrialists. The Ministry of Tourism has initiated the program with the support of the Tourism Promotion Authority and United Nations Development Program. The ministry has requested the tourism industries to submit their views participating in this survey, which is being conducted online. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Health sectors say that skin disease infections due to sandflies has been reported from various parts of the country. More than 500 people infected by the disease have been identified. During the last year, it had reported that nearly 3,200 persons had been infected from the skin disease. This disease has been reported from Anuradhapura, Hambantota, Kurunegala, Galle, Math and Punnaruwa districts. Highest number of cases reported from the Anuradhapura district. The suspension on issuing vehicle revenue licenses in the Western Province has been extended until 6th of June. Chief Secretary of Western Province JMC Kanti Vijayatunga said, in a notice issued today, the decision was reached taking into account the prevailing pandemic situation in the country. Accordingly, fines and non-renewal will not be charged until 30th of June. However, vehicle revenue licenses can be obtained online via the official website of the Office of the Provincial Commissioner of Motor Traffic, Western Province, www.motortraffic.wp.gov.lk www.motortraffic.wp.gov.lk. And that ends local news for now.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
The government decided to appoint a special committee to look into environmental damage caused by the fire on the Express Pearl vessel. Accordingly, Minister Mahinda Amaravira said that the committee will be prepared, appointed by comprising of experts on marine and university lecturers on the advice of the President. Investigations will be made regarding the damage caused to the coral network and to the ocean life and take measures to minimize environmental hazard. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
On to Watchlight, the people in the Gold District complain that many illegal constructions are coming up in the district. It has been identified that some businessmen and rich people engage in such illegal constructions and ignore the rules of the local bodies. Due to this reason, environmental hazard is in the area has increased. Most of the constructions obstruct the main drainage system. This was the attention of the governor of the province. That came to in Watchlight. On to world news. Hundreds of passengers evacuated from the burning passenger ship in eastern Indonesia. North Korea says children volunteering on mines and farms. Coronavirus cases surge in Okinawa and Hokkaido. Almost 200 passengers have been safely evacuated from an Indonesian passenger ship that caught fire in the sea in the country's east. Online media posts include that dramatic vision of a ship alight and covered in thick black smoke. Footage showed many of those on board in life jackets jumping into lifeboats. Authorities said there were 181 people on board, including 22 crew, when the ship caught fire early this morning. All were rescued and taken to a nearby village. There were no early reports of injuries. Initial reports suggest the fire may have broken out in the engine room of the ship. North Korean state media has claimed that orphans are volunteering to work in state-run mines and farms. Korean Central News Agency said hundreds of children with wisdom and courage in the prime of their youth have chosen to perform manual labor for the state. The ages are unclear, but photos suggest they are in their teens. Human rights groups have long accused North Korea of using forced child labor, something the state denies. In February, the BBC reported allegations that generations of South Korean prisoners of war are being used as slave labor in North Korean coal mines to generate money for the regime and its weapons program. Japanese government decided to extend coronavirus state of emergency for Tokyo and 8 other prefectures until June 30th. This the same day emergency measures for Okinawa prefecture are due to expire. People are especially concerned in Okinawa and Hokkaido, where infections have been on the rise. Okinawa Governor Tamaki Dennis said the number of infected people in their 40s and the younger is increasing dramatically. Due to the rapid spread of mutant strains, cases are also on the rise among teenagers. Today's tally in Okinawa Prefecture is 335, marking a record high for the second straight day. And back to the headlines of the world news. Hundreds of passengers evacuated from the burning passenger ship in eastern Indonesia. North Korea says children volunteering on mines and farms. Coronavirus cases surge in Okinawa and Hokkaido. Development news. 36 road development projects will be implemented in the Gold District. More than 100 million rupees will be spent for the project. 12 projects are to be implemented in the Hinduma electoral division. 24 road development authorities are being implemented in the Balapet electoral division. The people are engaged in rural agriculture and the industrial sector will be benefited. That is development news.
Sports News is brought to you by...
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neve.
The remainder of the 2021 Indian Premier League season will take place in the UAE in September and October. 2020 tournament was suspended on 4th May after several positive coronavirus tests among the players. It is moved away from India because it will be monsoon season in the country at that time. Board of Control for Cricket in India said a unanimous decision was taken to resume the IPL. That was Sports News.
My wife always sets a full lunch table, even if it's just the two of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan නෙවෙයි.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The Ministry of Trade say that 1,000 rupee relief package could be purchased from the status outlets from Monday. It includes 10 essential food items. The public can obtain the goods needed by them by dialing hotline number 1998. Hotline number once again, 1998. That was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news. Courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The sea cucumber cultivation in several villages in the northern province has commenced. Plans will be made to develop this industry in order to enhance the economy. Objective of this move is to increase economic level of the people living in the area. That is economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Met departments say that showers will occur at times in the Sabaragamuwa province and Nuwara and Kandy districts. Fairly heavy falls, about 50 millimeters, can be expected some places in these areas. So the spells of showers occur in the western, northwestern provinces and the Golden Mathura districts. Shower thunderstorms occur at few places in the Uva province and Ampara and Batagora district during the evening or night. Wind speed can increase in times on the western slopes of the Central Hills, northwestern province and in Hambantota district. That was the weather report.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Back to the headlines of the news. The payment of 5,000 rupees allowance begins from Wednesday. Number of corona patients and recoveries has increased. Next stage of vaccination program will commence tomorrow. A new national tourism policy has been prepared. A skin disease infection due to sandflies has been reported from several parts of the country. And in world news, hundreds of passengers evacuated from a burning passenger ship in eastern Indonesia.